On this week's breaking news, Harry Potter is getting some gifts with purchase for its release of Ministry of Magic, rumors for Dragon Ball Z, and a crossover between Marvel and Star Wars. All that and more on this week's breaking news. Today's episode is brought to you by Back to Brickware, my newest venture into the AF1 merchandise, the ultimate LEGO-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the LEGO system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back to Brickware brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic LEGO bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any LEGO enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the LEGO system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic LEGO elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore AFOL or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back to Brickware page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the LEGO spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back to Brickware, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back to Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends.
Lego.
Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Back to
Breaking
Break.
news.
I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFOs about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO has been up to for the past week. Thank you all for tuning into this week's podcast. Please make sure to check back on some of the other podcasts if you haven't caught up. There's a lot of LEGO news that continues to go forward a couple months and a couple months back. It's fun to hear about what's been going on in the community as well, not just from LEGO itself. Make sure to subscribe and then tell everybody else to do the same. And for all my patrons who are supporters behind the scenes that have been super, super helpful in continuing this dream of continuing with my LEGO podcast, I really appreciate it. Anyone can become a LEGO stud if you go over and check out the link in the description. Now on the admin side, not too much going on. Still holding down the fort. I've been actually doing a lot of circuitry and motherboards and all that from my Game Boy SP, updating it to a USB-C, just like some additional side hobbies to like distract me, I guess, or keep me busy. I still have LEGO stuff that I need to be doing. I need to probably get back into that. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the admin side. We will be doing our set reviews at the end of the episode. If you don't know, the first time here, at the end of the episode, I do reviews on LEGO sets and a Rubricable set. So this week's sets are set 76451, the Privet Drive Aunt Marge's Visit. Then our next one is the Rubricable set, the Jungle Temple Ruins by Trix Bricks, TRIKBRIX. So check that out after we talk about the breaking news, which we're going to get into right now with our first breaking news story. The release of the new Ministry of Magic set is coming up on August 29th, and they're going to have, of course, some gifts with purchase that you can get when you purchase the set, as well as other sets. So the first one is Dumbledore's Office with Harry Potter. It's a free gift to purchase with $40 or more of Harry Potter sets. This is just a small pensieve with a tiny minifig guy, and then they have a tiny little bird. I'm thinking that's the baby Phoenix, the Sorting Hat, and Godric Gryffindor sword. So if you don't have some of these, it's nice because it's just a very small piece count set, only 42 pieces to get that. The next is a special one that is the Ministry Munchies and Daily Profit Stand, free with purchase of $130 or more. This is a similar, very small set, 152 pieces, and it comes with a small fountain with a golden statue, 2 other minifigures, and is Dumbledore daft or dangerous, and a little sweets stand. And this is only 152 pieces for that one. And then the next is a special one when you get the Ministry of Magic set. This is the Ministry of Magic phone booth, and it's one of those metal collectible ones that they've done previously for some of the other big sets like the Burrow. And this one shows Harry in a telegraph, the red telephone booth, and then it shows you can raise and lower it from I'm guessing going in and out of the ministry, since that's kind of what it does. It is fine. The metal ones are fine. They're highly collectible if you have a couple of them from the other sets. So this one will just add to the collection. If it's the best gift with purchase, no. I mean, they could have done much better. This could have been the one with spend $130 to get this one, and the other smaller set could have been one that comes with the Ministry of Magic. But I digress. If you're interested, it comes out August 29th, and this promotions will run through the 6th of September. There was a Bionicle game in development from this small studio, the Unmasked Games, formerly known as Team Kanhoa, and they were designing a Bionicle game called Bionicle Masks of Power. But after years and years, LEGO decided to, let's just pull it and not give them any support and not give them any reason at all of why we didn't. They might have given it to them, but we don't know. They said it was too easy a mistake for an official product. At the time of writing, searching Bionicle games on Google lists the Steam page for Bionicle Master Power within the last couple of links. An average person seeing our game for the first time could easily think it was just an official game at first glance, which it wasn't, but it should have been. It definitely should have been. And they're coming out with a new game. This one's called Rustbound, and it's set in an entirely new original world, and it's pretty cool. I would go check it out. They have a trailer over on YouTube. You can see, as they've grown from what Bionicle was, Massive Power, to this. They've definitely improved on the gameplay and the graphics. So it could be a fun game to explore, on top of maybe yelling at LEGO for maybe getting their Bionicle game back on the board to get produced. Nike's come out with another LEGO shoe. This one will be releasing on September 1st. It's the Nike Air Force Ones. This one is similar to what we've seen previously. It's got the Air Force One AF1 as its little spelled out logo. There's a rocket style as the Air Force One is taking off, and it comes with the classic Nike swoosh and just a white shoe. It does come with a classic space minifig with some updates to it, playing basketball on the AFL logo to it, and it's going to cost you $100. So it's still a little steep. If you're a Nike fan and you love your Air Force Ones, well, then you can get this on September 1st. I don't think we're going to see it without a discount within the next year. So you might want to wait, because there will probably be something come Black Friday next year. One of the weirdest bits of news, Star Wars and Marvel. But not separate. It's Star Wars and Marvel. They're coming together to do a crossover of minifigures and different designs. Maybe ships are going to be Marvel and Marvel ships will be Star Wars. This crossover is something that I think is creative, but weird in general, because there's so much you could do with them still separate. But I think that the combined will add a new type of catalog or characters and different things like that. They've talked about, since it's the celebration of Star Wars 50th anniversary, maybe that's why they're doing it. It's titled for January release, Hope Assembles. So it's kind of strange to do just like for 50th anniversary. Maybe you should do just Star Wars, not Star Wars and Marvel. Could have done that in 2028 or 2026. I don't know. There's definitely opportunities that were changed. I mean, we did have Reshaping the Galaxy, Darth Jar Jar, and all those. That was a cool set, but it was also just Star Wars based with some change-ups to it. This is going to be a little different, where we're going to get C-3PO is going to be Iron 3PO, War 2D2, so War Machine, Spider Han, it will be Han Solo, Captain Alderaan, which I don't know if that's just a pile of rubble or what that's going to be. Hulkbaka, so Chewbacca, but the Hulk form, and probably a couple more. But it's creative. I'll give them that. Is it the right time to do it? Maybe not. But what are you gonna do? LEGO Ideas Hidden Secrets, where you build these fun little sets that hide different secrets in them, puzzles. They are now in a fan voting section of the contest. So from the 19th of August through the 26th, you can go and vote on your favorite. There's the Luban lock, so that's the wooden lock pieces of 3 different interlocking rectangles that piece together. There's the Ship Captain's Secret Desk, so it's got probably some hidden compartments in there. And a Cloud Full of Hope. What's in the cloud? I don't know. You're just going to have to open it. Hiding in Plain Sight. it's I think it's like a mime that, is dressed up like, or it's a bandit dressed up like a statue, which is pretty fun. Bricks and buried treasure. So it's just a little mini build of a buried treasure full of treasure. The Master of Disguise, hidden in plain sight, and it's a small little bug on a bit of, well, it's like a leaf bug, to hide in the leaf. And then unlock a world where it's just a Lego block with a bunch of worlds in there, and then it's friendly puzzle building, s'more than it seems, which that's fun. The s'mores one is pretty fun. The perfect box package, so I'm guessing it's a cat. So there's a bunch that you can go check out, and you'll vote on one to have it become a gift with purchase set. So check that out over on Lego Ideas. Lego has a new ad out for their Pokemon Smart Brick sets that just came out, and we're seeing some interest in it, and I think a lot of people put a lot of press out there. Not sure if I agree with it. I think it's a lot of push for people, but it is Pokemon, so it's going to be bigger than the Star Wars ones. The sets are a little bit better designed. Anyways, they have Terry versus Finn, where puts two Pokemon tiers on opposite sides. We have Terry Crews, and we have Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things as they battle against each other with Pokemon. It's over on the TikToks, on the Twitters, on the whatever. You can check out this fun little ad as they battle against each other. Charizard versus Jigglypuff. And, Terry Crews is a huge Lego fan, so it's really fun to have him interact. I think he's done other commercials before, and now this one with Pokemon, so it's promoting their newest, latest, and greatest part of the Smart Brick lineup. We've got our first rumor roundup for Dragon Ball Z as its new sets coming out. And it's looking to release April of next year. We've got a range of different age groups, polybags, Goku versus Rats, the arrival of Namek, Z Fighter versus Sulians. I'm going to butcher all these names because I never actually cared or paid attention. Kami House, which is the 18 plus set, buildable Vegeta. I'm guessing these might have some smart play. I'm not 100%. It would be fun to see some of these, maybe not with the characters themselves, but areas that they could do that. The minifigs are definitely going to be a big push for a lot of people. Having playability, this could be like what they did with the Sonic sets and having these different characters, but all have a play function to them. But it is nostalgia bait. It's getting everyone who loved Dragon Ball Z from my generation and Gen X, would have some of this in their repertoire of what they watched as a kid. So looking to see that come out April of next year. We have some rumors for the Botanical lineup for 2027 as the first round, so January, March, February. We've got a new cherry blossom branch, lovely plants, wild orchid, wisteria, bonsai tree. Oh, that could be nice. Flower bouquet, pastel flower bouquet, buttercup flowers, Marvy flowers, bluebell flowers. Some of these are lower piece count. The upper ones are the bonsai, the wild orchid, and then I think the bonsai is the highest at 773 pieces, and then the modern Ikiban flower arrangement 644. Looking forward to seeing those. Botanical lineup always does really well, and they keep improving and making some really fun new parts and new colors to make sure that these look exactly like real flowers and plants. We've got a new helmet coming out for the F1 series. This is Ayrton Senna's helmet, which is a beautiful callback to a famous F1 racer. And it's coming out on September 1st at 931 pieces at $90. And this is capturing his iconic yellow helmet from Honda and McLaren. It has mostly yellow with a green stripe, and then in the front a white and green and red piece for his Italian heritage. And it comes with this minifigure that has a classic 80s hairstyle with a baseball cap and a fun little t-shirt. And he even has, it's a white t-shirt that would go underneath his racing onesie that actually is tied around his waist, but still wearing the pants. And it comes with the matching helmet, of course. And at $90, this is pretty much what all the other helmets are going for. But this is a true classic race driver, as they did his car before as one of the larger scale cars. And now we get a helmet to also represent and embody a true Marvel and real character in F1 who unfortunately passed away way too early. Lego's doing a free build and take event. This is for One Piece, the human fruit, which I guess it kind of looks like a mushroom with the a small stem on top of it. It's going to be a make and take event at your Lego stores on August 15th this weekend. So you can go and check that out. Part of what Tony Chopper, I guess, is part of. And it's not that many pieces, but it does capture exactly who or what the plant is. And if you don't know what it's used for, look it up because I don't know either. But a lot of these people, a lot of these kiddos really enjoy this anime series. So they probably already know. But it's free Lego bricks, so go check it out. The Bricklink Designer Program Series 6 is restocking next week. We've got a total of 5: the Art Factory, the Outland Forest Den, Gold Mine Expedition, Off-Road Adventure, and Sequoia Tree Trail. They're all going to be restocking just briefly because they've got a lot of, they don't have a lot of extra stock. That's why they're just going to restock and it's going to go really quick. North America, it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 17th of August. So remember that date, 17th of August. Europe, it's 5 p.m. CET on the 17th, and Australia and New Zealand, 7 a.m. AEST on August 18th. So if you didn't get your hands on these before, they're going to come back up so you can go and try to get those and add them to your collection. This series was fine for me. I don't think I got any of these actually. The Sequoia one is pretty cool, but they're tall trees. So yeah, the outdoor adventure one was pretty nice, but the rest I was like, well, they're fine. Lego just debuted their newest supercar for the Technic line, and it's the Koenigsegg Spear, and they're doing a full-scale model of it, life-size. I don't know if you can actually drive it, but they did have one before, but it's going to be confirmed for the British Motor Show. So if you are in Britain, you can go and check out this really cool set. I say set. It's a vehicle. It is going to be there from August 21st through the 23rd. And it does include a record-breaking 327,906 pieces. Took over 9,400 hours to build it. And they did a great job. And similar to all of the other supercars, really getting those panels to angle just right to get all of the real classic and anglings of the real car. I think this one does have real headlights and it has a real chassis and, of course, the real wheels. And then they'll probably showcase some of the other Technic lineup at this event. So go check it out if you love the auto show and want to see a really, really impressive Lego build. That's time to go see it. There's a rumor of another Smart Play brick set for early 2027, and it's an AT-AT from Star Wars. At almost 1,000 pieces, I'm wondering how they're going to do it. Are they building like a play scale version and then adding that with some of the blaster pieces, or are we getting some other play functions? Maybe walkable. The walkable would be really cool, but it's going to be expensive no matter what we get. That's how this is going to play out. It's rumored to be about $160 for 900 pieces. So look at that. I mean, we're almost at double. That's almost 20 cents per piece, which is kind of crazy to have something like that. So they've been doing AT-ATs a lot recently, and it's a winner. I love the Ultimate Collector Series and the MIDI scale version, even though the MIDI one is a little expensive. I'll get that one later. This is a pull at maybe having some more adult style or larger scale builds for the Smart Play bricks. I'm not the super interested in it, but I am interested to see what they come up with. Hello Kitty was rumored to become a Lego set here soon, but it looks like we're going to be pushing it back. It was going to come out in mid-2027, but it looks like 2028 is going to be the newer release date. There's not really an understanding of why. Maybe it could be because of licensing or some other detail that, is way above all of our pay grades to have this become a Lego set. And honestly, I hope that they don't rush, and I like that they're not rushing because that means that they're taking their time. If it's not based on license, it could be based on design. But Hello Kitty is an iconic brand that's been around for decades, and I know a lot of young kids that would love to get their hands on anything Hello Kitty, and now with Lego. There were some rumors about the latest Pokemon sets that were going to come alongside these Smart Play brick sets, and I guess they just didn't get finished, or they wanted to slow down the lineup because there was a lot that came out recently. So why not just have it extended into 27? Looks like we're going to get Score Bunny Evolution, Stadium Bus, Eevee Evolution, and Dojo House with Rilo. And I'm interested in these ones. Hopefully they're not all smart play, but they probably are. So you just have to stomach that it's going to happen. We're going to get some better sets here eventually. So we just have to wait, and hopefully next year and maybe at the end of this year, we get some cool ones to go alongside the sets that aren't really the greatest. And that's all the breaking news we have. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's podcast. I appreciate you all spending time listening, learning, and loving Lego with me. Wow, I should make that my new slogan because that is definitely pretty catchy. But make sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family about this and go out and buy some Lego. Now we're going to move into our set reviews here, so stick around, don't leave, as we talk about our first one. This is set 76451, Privet Drive and Marge's Visit. It's a cost of $90. It's an A+ set at 639 pieces, and it does have 34 reviews at 4.8 stars. It is available now if you would like to get it. The Privet Drive home is Uncle Vernon, Aunt Petunia, and Dudley's house. And this is from the third movie, where Aunt Marge comes in to visit, and, well, Harry Potter blows her up because he's really angry because she calls his mom a bitch. So that's from the movie. It is a kid's movie. I apologize for the swearing, but I'm just quoting. And what's fun is the minifigure is actually a ball as she is floating up and away from the home. It does come with the home, and it does very much focus on the garden room, or I guess the dining room area, because that's where she floats out of into the air. They eventually get her down, but I like just seeing that she continues to float throughout. The third movie is one of the better ones. If you go up into the house, as you open it up, it can be closed. It has Dudley's room, it has Harry's room, and then the living room, and a bunch of other things. Grippa is the dog. That's Aunt Marge's dog. It comes with that little bulldog. There's still his little room under the stairs. It comes with all 5 of those minifigures, plus Aunt Marge as the blow-up figure. And it comes with Hedwig and a little sign where it shows the Privet Drive name of the street. It's a playable set. It adds a little more detail to your Harry Potter lineup instead of just the castle, which I think is a good addition. They've done this many a times, and it just gets better and better. It's pretty basic house, so adding different details to it adds up to that $90 at 639 pieces. We're looking at 13 cents per piece, but we do have 6 minifigures. Well, four minifigures plus Aunt Marge for that. 5 minifigures, because Marge comes in a regular minifig and then the blow up one as well. So this is something I would recommend. You can go check the link in the description if you want to purchase it so that you can support the podcast just that little bit. Our breakable set is the Jungle Temple Ruins by Trick Bricks, TRIKBRIX. It's only a PDF file. It's 1,391 pieces, and it'll cost you $10 US. And it is a capture of a very vintage style that Lego did, the Lego Adventures. I'm just pulling this out. It could be from whatever they actually enjoyed building it for, but for me, that's what it looks like. It's very much a ancient, temple style, where we've got a face that's the entrance to this jungle temple, and a bunch of plants overtaking it. And then we have some indigenous people that are in there as well. And of course, you've got to have a prize at the end of it. The detailing with the foliage is really well done because it shows that there's different layers, the trees popping out of the rock structure, moss, and different additional elements that make it feel like it's a real jungle. Vines, and there's a little secret compartment for the skeleton king, I'm going to say, because it's got the gold features to it that can slide out from it. For 1,391 pieces, it does capture a really nice rendition of an ancient temple. And Very cool. Just something that's a fun little display piece. If you like the adventures, you can have a little scene for that, or Indiana Jones, and build your adventure out into the jungle. All right, everyone, that's all I have. Thank you again. And I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.